Good evening, ladies as well as gentlemen. Papa Boris here, playing some more Pathfinder Adventures. We're up to the battle at the dam. This is a mostly generic scenario. The little catch is that the dam cannot be closed temporarily, so it's very important to close it permanently so that you can actually finish the scenario. On the legendary version, I like this. This is a cute little addition here. Everybody starts at the dam, and the dam's a bit of a weird location. You might remember it from a previous scenario. I'll show you once we get started here. There is no placement of characters, obviously, because they're all starting at the dam. I kind of like that little rule. Oh, wow, do I even get to choose my order? I might be able to after this. Let's take a look here. We got an extra henchman in each location. Remember, these henchmen do not give you the opportunity to close the location, so this is just a real bitch. And there's 5 fewer turns, so we have an extra card in each location and 5 fewer turns to work with. Well, the monsters are relatively generic. So this guy is basically just 2 combat checks, that's all it is, and then these things are basically just henchmen. So there's really nothing that difficult about the monster or the henchman. It's really going to be just a matter of running at a time. And of course on legendary difficulty, you know, this could actually be a problem. Everyone's going to have to get out to their correct places and stuff. Let's see, so we have the mountain peak here, and then we have the water. Oh my god, the waterfront is freaking far away, man. Alright, so I gotta go like 1, 2. This is okay. I've not seen this before on Legendary. This is actually really hard because just getting somebody over here is very tough. If the villain starts here, it's almost impossible to actually get over here. Yeah, I think this may be a little much. I like the cute little thing about everybody starting at the dam, because the dam is really kind of annoying. You can't move unless someone else is here, which means that someone always gets stuck at the dam as long as it doesn't get closed permanently. But the fact that it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to even get to another location. Remember, in a 6-player game, every character only gets 5 turns. Means that you have to have some kind of cheese going on in order to have a chance. Well, so one obvious candidate, of course, is Amiri. Amiri can move at the end of her turn for free. If she gets stroded twice, she can get there in a couple of turns. But there's no guarantee, of course, that my wizards are going to get their strides. Yeah, that's kind of a bitch. And then we have the Shimmerglens as well, Wisdom or Divine, and then you can't move. Oh my god, are you serious? So you have to move through the Shimmerglens? Oh my god. Well, I gotta think about this then. So it's gotta be someone who can make this check, Wisdom or Divine 7. So I guess Sione? Not Sione, Sela, the Paladin, she can throw a d6 on it. Kira, of course, has d10 plus 1 Wisdom, so a blessing on that is also kind of okay, but maybe she'll need 2 blessings. God, what the fuck is up with this scenario? Oh my lord. That's just so crazy. Oh, and there's also the treacherous cave. Wow. So you have to make a fortitude 6 check or you can't move out of that. Yeah, I've never seen this before, but there's this long chain, which a chain of 3 locations is always going to be a problem. But having them also come with movement restrictions, I think the designers just, Obsidian got just a little bit too cute. Well, there's nothing for it here. I gotta just figure out my order. So I guess Amiri should actually go first so that she can pull somebody away before they go. Who is gonna go over there? Well, Kira and Sela are the 2 people who are the best at making the checks required to move. I'll put Harsk at the end. And, well, it'd be nice for Harsk to go earlier so he can move away and be a different look. Nah, it's fine. We'll leave Harsk at the end. Okay, so yeah, I might fail this a couple of times just because it's so difficult on Legendary with the movement. I mean, the scenario itself is very generic, so if you're going to do something wacky like that, I guess it's good to do it at such a difficult scenario. But with me having 5 fewer turns, an extra henchman in each location that does not let me close the location, and this bananas shit, I just basically have to hope to find the villain and be able to attempt close my way to victory. Of course, the dam has to get closed for real, so that's another thing. You kind of want to pile drive the dam a little bit. Alright, well, anyway, I think Amiri just needs to move over. She has 2 weapons, so is either Sela or Kira missing a weapon? She's got a great club, she's got a battle axe. Okay, so, yep, Amiri is going to move over to the garrison. Now, I'm just curious, did my wizards get their movement spells? We got a scrying here, but no movement. And we get a no movement. Okay, awesome. Well, all right. So I guess Amiri's gonna go. Steel Ibis Lameller. That's a fancy name. cold, combat, electricity, or fire, and it's a reveal. Not bad. Recharge to get a bonus to dexterity. That's actually pretty darn good. Yeah, this is a decent armor, honestly. Oh, wait, hold up! You can't bury this to block all the damage. You can bury to reduce damage by 5, so it's not a full block. Well, 5 will block it almost all the time. Is this a rechargeable Shellin? Anybody got a Shellin? Pharasma. Correct. No, no one's got it. So I had to spend a real blessing in a scenario where I'm pretty damn tight for time. So yeah, armor's not worth it. We'll just let it go. And I probably wasn't going to get it anyway, so that's that. I'm going to keep on cruising with this tiger. I really got to hurry up in this scenario. I am discarding my spiked chain. Now that I have the Impaler of Thorns, the spiked chain is not as important. Do I need to bury? No, I can just go, because I can reroll if I fail, which I did. Wow. Well, that sucks. I should have had Harsk maybe shoot an arrow just to secure it, but I guess now we're just going to keep going. There's no reason not to. There's an ogre. Alright, well, Harsk's definitely going to shoot a thing for this one. Oh, man, did I have a strength over here? No, I had Poog. Okay, so at least I didn't have strength. That's good that I didn't miss that opportunity. Do I use Poog on this? Sure. Let's pop the Poog. 93%. And Amiri's hand does have a blessing in it. Well, surely I won't fail that kind of a thing twice, right? Right, I only have to roll a 4 on these dice. Okay, and then we're going to spend this other blessing. And it's Goblin Warrior. I should have had Harsk fire an arrow for this, actually. 83% is a little low. And now, I guess Amiri is just going to pull someone here. If she moves away, remember that Amiri's movement ability is restricted to the scenario rule, so she can't move away. Alright, so she's going to just pull somebody here. I guess I could have had Amiri exploring the dam, couldn't I? There's no reason for her to do the garrison necessarily. Alright, let's have Sela come over. Red her over. Amiri doesn't have any weapons. She's only got 1 weapon, so she can't pass any off. Let's scout. There's a crappy short bow, so that's a free extra explore. Nice, and I guess she's going to keep on moving. Well, you gotta move through the... Oh, wow. It's like the scenario had all these, like, annoying locations, so now the guard tower is also used to block off this path. Oh, that's cute. So now anyone going over to the waterfront over there has to pass through this henchman maze. Siren, well, it's an annoying enemy, but at least Sela's pretty good at dealing with the Siren, with the D8 wisdom and the ability to give herself a D6. We got Irori. Oh, that's the one Amiri just spent. Well, darn. And I'm pretty sure I don't have any Shellins. So, I'll throw a fox on this. 82% success rate. Seems a bit low, doesn't it? Alright, I guess we're spending a blessing. I can't take that too many risks like that. There's actually a chance that extra die made the difference, so I'm not too mad about spending it. I'm going to go ahead and play the blessings to explore. This is whatever, doesn't matter. It's not even worth flipping a card for, I don't think. And I'm going to spend another blessing to explore. We just got to explore as much as possible, trying to close off these locations. Acolyte. Well, the Acolyte cannot be used to explore again, so there's no point spending cards to pick it up. In fact, I am going to dump the Acolyte, because I don't even want it in my hand. Wow! Well, I have a chance. Oh my god, that was quite fortunate. It's lucky that the Acolyte couldn't be used to explore, because otherwise I would have encountered the villain. Okay, so the villain is there at the guard tower. Basically what I have to do, and this scenario is so ridiculous. Like, even with me finding the villain in the first round, this is still so hard. Because I have to close 2 locations, and then I still have to be able to temp close all this stuff. So I have to like get people over here. I have to get people to these 3 locations, which is not a trivial undertaking. So what I think someone has to do is move over here so that when Amiri goes on her turn, Amiri can go here and launch the person over. So then Amiri, that person, and Sela can be the 3 people who close these locations. So then that would be Kira. So Kira should move over to Amiri. Should she cast Augury first? Well, the garrison's got 0 monsters in it, because I guess Amiri found them all. Wow, that's actually really unlikely. It's too bad. It's too bad that Kira hadn't moved over here and cast Augury first. That would have been a lot of extra explorations. But since there's no point holding on to Augury, let's cast it at the dam. Hopefully I get lucky here. And I do. All right, I can't complain that I got lucky. So the cryptic message is whatever. I mean, it's unfortunate because I think that is a beneficial barrier, but it is lucky that we have the Krieg Ogre in this spot. So there's no reason for her to do this because she needs to get a freaking move on. I'm gonna move her over to the garrison. And I guess the one good thing about Amiri, yeah, the barbarian getting rid of all the monsters, because like the 3 monsters happen to all be on top, is that this garrison thing about people doubling up does not actually go into effect now, which is nice. So I'm getting a little bit lucky here. Oh, there's the henchman. Wow. All right, God, I don't want to jinx it, but this is pretty good. Pretty good luck. Do I discard the battle axe? Well, I don't have any other weapons. Let's see what happens if I don't discard the battle axe. I don't think I really need the Crown of Charisma in this scenario. Do I? Well, maybe. I mean, I definitely don't need the Codex. Let's get rid of that. 72%, huh? Yeah, we definitely need to make sure we get this. Oh, there's a blessing for 2 extra dice. 99. Okay, so I can do 99 without having to discard my battle axe. So let's do this. Wow, that was pretty good. And then we have to fight a Bandit Henchman. I'm going to recharge away my armor, of course. And now I'll reveal this again. Wait, why does it turn into 7? Oh my god, I'm terrible at this game. If not proficient with weapons. I didn't even realize I had given her this thing. Oh my god. No wonder this is so unrealistically difficult. Okay, well then I don't want to keep using that. I just now noticed. I thought something seemed off about the numbers. But I was like, oh, I can't quite place what is off. And it's the fact that everything's harder by 4. I am not going to let a 97% chance sit. I'm just not. I'm going to spend a blessing. I don't care if I'm wasting that blessing. I found the villain. I just need to close the damn locations. Bronzer, I don't know if it's any good or not. So we're no reason to throw that stuff down. Didn't find the blessing, unfortunately. Okay, so I gotta figure out then who's doing what. We can't temp close the dam, so the dam does need to get explored. And there is a henchman on top of it, so we can do it right now. The question is, who's gonna do this? Bury 1d4 cards. If you don't have enough, bury any remaining cards on the top of your deck. I mean, there's just no way to dodge this. This is just bad all around. Well, I guess if Amiri's going to be with the crew that's closing, then it stands to reason that Harsk is the only person left who can really do the mountain peak. He's got D8 plus 3 survival. So Harsk should be over here. That means that after the dam closes, let's figure out how to do this. The charisma location can be closed by Sione. And shit. So now we have this strength 5. Which I believe Azran does have a D6 strength, so I guess he could do it. You really need to throw 3 blessings on it and throw 4d6 to be confident in it, or have the strength spell. Yeah, doesn't he have the strength spell? Let me take a look. Does he or does he not still have a strength? Yes, he has a strength. So if he can get strength, he only needs 1 blessing and he can actually close the guard tower. So Sione closes the prison, Azran closes the guard tower. Somebody fights a henchman. Kira or Sela make that divine 8 check, and either one of them, yeah, can just do this check. That's fine. I mean, technically, I guess Amiri's better at this because she can rage to boost her survival. And then Kira or Sela can do the Waterfront. But then, of course, you're fighting a Bandit Henchman with a -1 for each die rolled, which isn't that great. But anyway, the 3 of them can do it as long as I save up enough blessings first. And then Harsk does the mountain peak. And then Azran does the guard tower. I think that's it. I'm not even gonna try to close the Waterfront or anything, or the mountain peak. I'm just gonna have to discard Sione and Azran's hands completely, looking for haste. And the idea then is that with the hastes and the strides that I have, I can get everybody into position on the second round, and then in the third time through the turn order, we can attack the villain and close everything off. So what am I trying to say? I think what I'm trying to say is that she doesn't have any of her key cards, so I actually don't mind if she has to bury 4 cards. So I am actually okay with this. Let's do it right now. Alright, there's a Krieg Ogre. We're going to go big because she's not fighting anything else. She's doing a charisma check to close, so there's my biggest spell, Force Bolt, Blorp. And that's a 99% chance. We'll pop this guy away. It doesn't really matter. I'm not going to fight anything else, so I might as well just throw him down just in case that 1% odds came through. So now, hopefully it's a 1 or a 2. I don't want to particularly bury blessings or scrying. It's a 3. Okay. So, obviously I don't need any of her combat spells. The question is, do I want to hang on to scrying? What does that really give me? Well, I can scry a location and try to get lucky, and then so I can close it early. Does that really help? I don't think it actually helps. I think I just need all the blessings. I've already got a plan for how to do this. So, we got the minimum 2 locations closed. We know where the villain is. I think we're good to go. Wait, hold on. Something's not right. The villain's in the guard tower. Oh yeah, so Harsk is closing the woods. Sione closes the prison. Oh yeah, I'm an idiot. If Seela, Kira, and Amiri are closing over here, then someone's got to fight the villain. Oh, okay. So I guess maybe it would be good to close one more location so I can have people go twice against the villain. However, I believe Azran can handle it. He's got multiple combat spells with Harsk's help and some blessings. I think it's going to be okay. So he doesn't need the strength spell. He doesn't need that at all. He just needs... Does he have a better combat spell? He's got... What? Well, he's got Flask of Shock, which helps. This is just a Spyglass. So Flask of Shock helps. Orb of Fire helps. Frost Ray is better than Acid Arrow. Yeah, he's gonna maybe be my killer, and then everyone else just hoards blessings to make sure that we can close all this shit. Okay, so I think that's the plan. Her turn is done. So she's fine. There's Stride, perfect. Now, Azran, he just needs to start getting into position, I guess, because he's gonna need another turn to get over to this villain. I just want to make sure that this actually works. So, with 25 blessings, everybody gets 4 turns. Yeah, so I can wait as late as Ezran's 4th turn before attacking the villain. So yeah, this should be fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and just move here with Azran. I might as well explore. I don't think it's very likely that he'll pick up something. I actually don't need this spyglass, so we're just gonna use it to see what's here. Okay, so what do we got? We got a Bronzer, which is junk, and then this thing, which is also junk. Okay, so they're both junk. So we'll just get rid of it. And now I'm gonna fudge my hand a bit. We don't need invisibility, don't need the medallion, and we don't need both acid arrows. So I'm looking for my movement spells and my Flask of Shock. Okay, perfect. Alright, Harsk. Harsk could go to the peak. I'm just gonna have him go to the peak. It's fine. It sucks that he's gonna have to, like, potentially bury a card every turn, but he's got a pretty good shot of making that survival check, so it's fine. Do I want to explore? What bad thing could happen? Well, his hand isn't even that good, so yeah, I'll explore just in case the henchman's here or something. Hey, well, there's the henchman. Okay. So let's recharge this axe. I need to roll a 5 on these dice. Pretty decent odds of success. Anybody got something that'll help me for free? What is this? Norgorber? I think you have a Norgorber. Oh, nope, not anymore. Oh, Shalelu! Nice! Alright, let's recharge her for that extra push. Alright then. Let's close it now. There's no reason to have him, like, sitting there to temp close it. Let's just close it now. I'm gonna spend a blessing now. I'd spend a blessing anyway. Maybe I use improved guidance. That would guarantee it. The thing about improved guidance, I'm tempted to save it for when we're fighting against the villain. Because she's got a lot of blessings. She's not even going to be able to play all of them against the final villain. Of course, the blessing doesn't really guarantee it. No, you know what? I think I'll be able to defeat it. Let's just get the guarantee closed right now. That was quite lucky. 1 in 11 chance of the henchman being on top, and there it was. Alright then. So I think we're going to make it, although I apologize to my viewers. This is clearly not the representative difficulty of the scenario. I'm going to say that I got luckier here than I think I've ever been in my entire history playing this game. I would go... I know that's a pretty bold statement, but I am going to make that statement because I just think it's ridiculous how the villain was on top, how Seela found him, how the henchmen were on top so places could get closed so that we could start putting everybody into position and have a plan in place for, you know, temporarily closing off the villain. I mean, it was really quite just incredible. So now I have to think about how to use my resources. I have a stride there. I have a haste and a stride here. Haste can be used like a stride, right? Yeah, haste is like a strictly better version of stride. It does what Stride does, or it can let you explore twice. So I can have 3 extra movements. Let's take a quick look at the map, folks. I was just there. Okay, let's take a look at the map, folks. So Amiri goes here. Let's say she pulls Kira over. Then what we can do is, like, on Sila's turn, she can move over here. No, wait, why don't I have Amiri go here, and then Amiri pulls Sila over. That seems decent. Then on Sila's turn, we have to spend a blessing, but she should be able to make this. The Constitution of Fortitude 6. She should be able to make that and move over to the Shimmerglens. And then on Kira's turn, Kira moves to the guard tower. On Sione's turn, she casts Stride and moves Kira to the cave. On Azran's turn, yeah, we're actually gonna make it with time to spare. I think it should be fine. Yeah. So Amiri then has a sage. The sage is actually pretty useful because that sage can help get you out of the Shimmerglens. So who's gonna be going to the Waterfront? Is it Sila? I think it's Sila. So I'm actually gonna pass off. Wait a minute, Sila's not here, is she? No, Sila's already at the guard tower. Damn. So I don't think it matters if Amiri... See, Amiri might as well save the sage for herself to tempt close the cave. So Amiri's just going to go here after all that thinking. Okay. And then she's going to end her turn without fighting the villain. She does not need the armor, but I believe I will have a chance to ditch the armor. Alright, let's pull Sila over here. Let's get rid of the armor. I will be able to use the sage. Holy Candle's nice as a backup. Alright, let's take a look at what's here. Knowing my luck it'll be a henchman. No! Oh, man, that's too bad. This is a really good dagger. I would have used it, but it's too late. I'm not going to care about it. What's her discard? She's got a lot of blessings in there, so this is worth using. This reusable healing potion, which, of course, I always roll minimum value on, because that's what I do. Let's go ahead and move over, or at least try to. So a Constitution 6, not the easiest thing in the world for her. Amiri's a bit better, because Amiri can rage. But let's flip a card, and didn't somebody have a Constitution Blessing? This one's good, though, because it can be doubled up. I'm going to use the Callistria, because it's recharging right now. And you also had a Callistria, so these are recharging resources. Let's do it like that. Okay, I only needed like 2 of those dice. Well, the 2 and the 3 might have not worked. So now she's here. Do I want to explore? Well, I'll explore for the same reasons as before. I don't think anything that terrible can happen. I might get like a good spell, might get a blessing, and I might actually close the location. So we'll take those. Wow, that is ridiculous. I just continue to be stunned by how lucky I am getting with these henchmen. Hench enemies. Anyway, that's crazy. So this just kind of lightens the load a little bit for the final confrontation. I believe, if I am not mistaken, that once this is closed, this thing about succeeding on a check to move is no longer in effect. I'm not sure about this, but I believe that is the case. Do I have a wisdom blessing from somebody? I do not. So who has the most blessings? I believe, well, Kira has more blessings in her deck. So, yeah, we'll spend a blessing for 98% odds and close up the Shimmerglens. Wow. There was like 2 locations with 11 monsters each, because there's an extra henchman, an extra card in each location. And 2 of them, like, have the henchman on top. Alright, characters may choose not to reset. I would actually like to reset my hand. I would, in fact, like to draw cards. That'd be great. If you could let me do that, that'd be fantastic. Alright, so Kira's just gonna go the slow way. She's gonna get straightened over, so she's not gonna have to fight the henchman here. Is there any point healing herself with a blessing to get a blessing and a battle axe? Nah, it doesn't seem like a good trade-off. She is, however, not going to need that, so I'm gonna discard that. It's been a trusty friend, but not necessary. Here, looking for some more blessings, which I found. Alright, now what's Sione doing? Well, Sione's got a pretty simple task. She's just going to be closing our little charisma location here, so she's just going to move over here with Azran. And, let's see, do I want to explore? I mean, I don't think there's a point to this, but sure, I will explore. Just to get this to go away. I don't know if anyone's going to have, like, spare time to see what these other 2 cards are. But whatever. And then Azran has a card in his discard. He's got, well, none of that's really useful, but it recharges. So I might as well just use it on him. Okay, now we gotta cast Stride. So what's happening here? Well, Amiri needs to get No, she doesn't. Hang on a minute. Sela's fine with the Waterfront. One thing I could do is I could actually have Amiri fight with the villain, so Azran doesn't have to make both checks. I mean, that's definitely a possibility. Sucks that Amiri now has to make this fortitude check to get out of here, but that's an interesting option. Then Kira can just close the Treacherous Cave. No, Amiri's really good at closing the Treacherous Cave. If anything, I'm going to have Kira double up with the villain and Azran. Although, what's the point? Would I ever have her make the check instead of Azran? No, because as long as he's got combat spells, he's better at it. So, what needs to happen? Who needs to do what? Could I just win next turn? Let me think about this. If Sione goes here... Oh, I can't because of the bug. The bug that makes it so that if you cast Stride before your exploration, you don't get your exploration. Azran... Oh, no, Azran could actually cast... let's do this. Okay, so what if Sione ends her turn and strides to be in position in the prison, and then Azran on his turn moves to the guard tower, casts Stride on Sela to move her to the Waterfront, and then casts Haste, to, or the Sage for that matter, to go again. Then he can be... Everyone's in position and we can close this. Look at this scenario. This is ridiculous. I've actually closed 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 8 locations in only 10 turns. It's just nutty how close to the top all the henchmen were. I am very grateful for this, and I hope nothing terrible happens to make me have to redo this scenario, because I could definitely see failing this one a lot. Alright, what I'm going to do then is I'm going to do that. I will... Whose turn is it? It's your turn. I am going to end your turn, cast Stride, go there, and then I guess you can get rid of the Incanter because it doesn't help with the... Okay, yep, never mind then. Fine. Azran, you're gonna go here, and cast Stride on Sela, who will move to the Waterfront. And I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a quick look at the blessing count in my party. Carefully check to see how many blessings I'm going to need to reliably close all the locations. And then I'm not going to take any chances because I can have another go around. I can go around another time and, you know, have better cards. Although, on the other hand, what is really the rush even? Like, why would I rush? Oh, well, just to finish the scenario. Harsk is useless. Sione's fine. Okay, so let's do a blessing count then, before we decide whether to fight the villain. So Harsk has only 2 blessings. Sione has a bunch of useless crap. She only has 3 blessings. Kira has 1, 2, 3 blessings. Sela has only 1 blessing. And Amiri has only 1 blessing. So it would be a little bit of a tight fit. But let's take a look. So how many blessings does Sione need in order to close the prison? She's got a D10 plus 1 diplomacy. So didn't somebody have an Iomade blessing? Yeah, Kira did. So we can do the Iomade blessing on that. So it's 3d10 plus 1 to hit a 6. I mean, I guess that could fail. But, alright. And then we need to kill the Bandit Henchman at the Waterfront. Sela has a great club to discard, and she can flip a thing, and Harsk can shoot an arrow, and he can play a blessing, so that should be fine. Now, there are a lot of characters whose cards just kind of suck right now, so what I'm going to do here is... Well, if I wait until next time, then that means that Azran has to fight the bandit. Now, let's do it. Let's dive in. Let's just dive in and see what happens. Oh yeah, he's also got strength to help Sela. That settles it. So I can't really use the Sage, so we're gonna go ahead and discard her to actually wait. Before I do this, I'm gonna see if this will work. This didn't work last time, but we'll see. So this should allow me to then play the Orb of Fire, Because notice how this says display this card while displayed. It means you can do it outside of combat. And then the Orb of Fire says on a character's combat check. So you can't play more than one item on a check. But in theory, if I display this before I explore, then I should be able to get this and then play the Orb of Fire on the check. Last time I tried this, it didn't work. It put the Flask of Shock into my hand after the monster was encountered, which was definitely a bug. But actually, maybe I should cast Haste. If I cast Haste, I will get to do this again. Maybe I'll find something else useful. So let's explore again. Oh, right, I have to explore before I do that anyway. Well, never mind. So let's just make sure one more time everybody's in position. There's no open locations. Yep, okay. Let's do this thing. Oh, yeah, I do get to do it, because after I explore, but... Yeah, all right. Hey, nice! I even got a better spell. Perfect. So there's Frost Rain. Look at that. Look at that Flask of Shock. Back in my hand. That's 100% guaranteed a bug, because it's a display card, not a play on your check card. So... That's annoying. Well, all I'm really losing is a D4, so if I lose by a D4, then I guess I just fail. Oh, I could do... You know what I could do? I could play the fire on Sila's Bandit Henchman fight. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the easy stuff first. So, Sione needs to do this dexterity. For this, it seems logical to have Kira play a Blessing of Iomade. Oh, right! It's not +1, am I an idiot? She's been putting skill feats into Charisma! Does she even need any blessings? No! Oh, God, I'm dumb. Alright, I can't believe I forgot about that. Alright, well, so then, that happens. And then let's do this cave. So, there's some good stuff going on here. First of all, I can recharge my Sage. Second of all, I can Survivalist Amiri. Bury a card to improve my survival check. We need to get a 4 on these 3 dice. And... You know, let's just do it. What are this? 1 in 6. 1 in 360 odds of failing. I'll take that. Oh my god, that was actually... If that had been inverted, that would have been pretty bad. Alright, anyway, let's go ahead and do the Waterfront next. So to recharge away a card, I clearly don't need all these cards. Let's get rid of that. And I'm actually not sure if I want to play a weapon on this. I might not want to. Let's cast Strength for the bonus. And then Harsk can shoot an arrow for the bonus. And then Sela can flip a card. You see what's happening here? I don't think I actually need... Yeah, I get guaranteed with just the static bonuses. There's no reason to give myself a penalty on every die. So that's actually a guaranteed success without spending any blessings. So that actually worked out beautifully. I didn't have to spend any blessings on any of those closing checks. So now I feel stupid that I spent, like, you know, 5 minutes of your time hemming and hawing about whether I could go or not. Well, we're done closing. It's now time for Azran to get his boom on. Let's go ahead and pop this Flask of Shock. We'll use the Frost Ray on the first check. Already at 95%. I'm feeling pretty good about this. Yeah, we got this. This definitely happens. So I can't spend both blessings. So I might as well... Anyone who's got more than one blessing obviously has to play one. We'll save the extra blessing for the next check to try to get that high roll. Orb of Magic works for the entirety of the turn, so I can do this one right now. And I can play all 3 of these next time, so I don't need to play any of them right now. I can play that next time, and I can play that next time. So 99% odds, I'll take them. Yep, and this is gonna be a really... I'm just gonna discard. This is gonna be a really big roll. Okay, let's see if I get anything good. Medusa Mask. Well, it goes into my hand because it's got the magic trade. Ooh, okay. But I will not be Medusa Masking. Let's go ahead and pop a Lightning Bolt and an Orb of Fire. Already you're at 96%. Harsk can use up all of his cards. He's gonna shoot an arrow with the Troubadour, play a blessing with the Aristil, discard this bow. And then you can play both of your blessings, and then the Blessing of Pharasma actually adds 2 dice because Essen's obviously using a spell. I'm up to 100% already. Lovely. Fucking doubly. Ooh, that's another 2 dice. Oh man, this is going to be a nice one. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like and or subscribe if you did. And I'll see you again real soon. If you want to see me collect some rewards, and why am I doing this, I don't know, and dither around with deck creation after the scenario is over, then please do stick around and I'll be glad to entertain you for some extra minutes of bonus time. Banish a card to draw random new ally. Hang on a dang tootin' minute. Yes, this is actually amazing. I should have been planning for this, but it luckily turned out well because I can actually banish Force Missile and get a better spell since I didn't find any spells in this scenario. I don't care about the ally, I can just put the ally back in the box, but I can replace that Force Missile with a better spell. Oh, got a giant weasel. Don't know what it does. I suspect it probably sucks, but Wow, that was really satisfying. After failing really bad on the previous scenario and needing 2 tries to succeed to complete it, I'm glad that this one went so well, especially because just looking at it, it seemed like it was impossible with all the shit. Okay, so now it's time to pick power feats as the reward for this scenario. This is the last time that we get a power feat before getting the roll card. In fact, it's kind of like a rush. You get a power feat right now, and then as the reward for the next scenario, you get your roll card and then another power feat. So for some characters, that's great. For other characters, it's very annoying because if you don't have enough good power feats to take, some characters are forced to take something crappy and stupid, and then they wish they could have gotten the roll card first and then a power feat. Personally, I actually wouldn't mind. I mean, if they're going to have the power feats coming up that close to each other, that the roll card would have come first, and then this power feat, that would make it more interesting in a couple different ways. First of all, it would mean that you only get 2 of your 4 starting power feats, so that would increase the variety. And then potentially you could get more power feats from your roll card. But that's neither here nor there. That's up to Paizo, not Obsidian, so let's take our power feat. So Amiri has only 2 choices left. One of them is armor proficiency for a heavy armor, and the other one is improving the barbarian rage. Neither one is really worth taking. They're both kind of lame, but the armor proficiency is really just awful. So we're going to take the +1, which, you know, could help here and there. Sela's got the one with the tough choices because all of her options are so good. So she can take the one where spells get recharged instead of flipped into the discard pile when she uses her flipping ability, or she can improve that ability by 1. I'm going to go ahead and improve it by 1 in this game. I'm going to try not taking this thing. So if she loses her cure spell, she loses her cure spell, but I really want those d6s to come with +1s or plus however high I can possibly get them. Kira, you know what? Since I made that stupid mistake with the battle axe, and it would be convenient to fix it, and because this heal is an ability I pretty much never want to use, I'm actually going to take weapon proficiency just for the sake of flexibility. Sione gets another power feat as well, of course, so she can do this item recharging thing or a bonus on her Stormfire, and both are kind of underwhelming. So this is an ability that you don't really ever want to use, because obviously if you're using your basic ability, the later in the scenario, in the adventure, it is the worst that this thing gets relative to the monsters. And this thing is kind of lame too, because it's not the magic trait, it's the arcane trait, which is a somewhat limited subset of the abilities. Now there are a few key items, I guess, that come along that this is kind of handy with, but I guess I'll just take this so that if I ever do get forced to use this, that at least it gives me an extra +2 and can help out. Presumably this is going to be against crappy monsters, so the extra minimum might be handy. Next up, Azran has good choices, nothing super exciting. He can either get an extra +1 on his recharge checks, or he can get an extra hand size. I'm going to go for the hand size. We're going to just say fuck it to these recharge bonuses. It's just not that exciting. I've got a healer and a paladin in the party who can heal, plus I have some treasure cards that are good for healing, like Palagina's around. She can do healing. Obviously there's the original healing cards like the Staff of Healing that are in existence, and Papa Xantus. There's that new thing, the Healing Poultice. So there's enough healing. I don't mind if I occasionally 1 in 12 chance discard a card instead of recharging it, but I do definitely value having a higher hand size. And then finally Harsk, he's got pretty straightforward option here. This thing is stupid unless you take the roll card that lets you upgrade this to a 3rd step, which lets you look at the top and bottom of your deck simultaneously rather than an or. But that roll card is stupid, so we're taking better sniper shots, especially with the wild cards that increase the difficulty against monsters, and those wild cards scaling as you go further in the adventure. Having extra +1s floating around can only possibly help. Let's go ahead and rebuild the decks. So what do we got going on? Well, we didn't really pick up that many boons, so this should be pretty straightforward. Sela, however, did get an Acolyte, which is obviously garbage, and then Azran got a giant weasel. What is this thing? Berry. Okay, this is actually, it's good to have it to get it out of the deck. This is, oh, this is terrible. This is like a, God, this is unbelievably bad. Ugh. So this is kind of like a tiger, but worse, because the tiger, which, by the way, isn't that good, is a recharge to any combat check. This weasel is a discard to the only melee combat checks, and it has a negative power if you don't acquire it. God, that's annoying as hell. I regret that I regret that this is in the game. Like, this is not an original card. This is like a treasure card. It just like makes the game worse by existing in the box. Well, the plus side is I do get to get a spell from the box. So thanks, Guard Tower. Let's go ahead and see what spell I can get. So anything from deck 1. or earlier. Let's go ahead. I'm just gonna flip back to. God damn it! All right, there we go. Let's flip back to the beginning and see what we got. So blah 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 blah, garbage, blah blah blah. Okay, more garbage, more garbage. Yep. Fire weapon, worst spell ever. Flame burst. This is like this is sort of like a incendiary cloud, but 1d4 instead of 2d4, so it's not really worth it. Got our frost ray there that I might take. Scorching ray, perhaps. Shocking splash is... God, why do they make those? They're all so bad. Alright, so I guess we've taken all the overpowered level 1 3d6 combat spells. I'm gonna grab Scorching Ray to combo with my Frost Ray. And I guess that's really all that happens. Yeah. I mean, what other even options were there? Okay, so just for your game, you could take Invisibility if you want to do that roll card that lets Azran evade monsters and put them on the bottom of the deck. You could take Holy Light to pick up a decent combat spell for a Divine character and then switch them around. You could take Flare Burst if you want some combat help, although 1d4 is pretty lame at this point. And I mean, what else is there? Yeah, that was pretty much the only option. I guess because Sione already got the overpowered Fiery Bolt, so... And the Force Bolt. No, Force Bolt is from deck 3. That shit's legit, but we already got the Fiery Bolt, so yeah, I guess that was it for deck 1. And we have all the Auguries now. Alright, so perfect. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like and or subscribe, and I'll see you again soon as we head into the mountains.